This is the Extreme Networks ReachNXT 108T. Pardon my voice. I've got a cold, and I usually don't make videos for the internets, but I wanted to do a quick review of this device because when I went to research it, I couldn't really find anything about it, and this is kind of a funny hidden gem of Extreme Networks. It's a device that doesn't really get a lot of attention or marketing. It's definitely a direct purpose device. You know, you're only going to buy this if you absolutely need it and don't want to spend the extra money and hassle of running a lot of extra cables. So you probably already know a little bit about the device, otherwise you wouldn't be watching the video. But the purpose of this is to extend your network another 8 ports. So for me, this was a great device because we just built a new building. All the wire runs into the basement, and they need a couple extra ports on the 4th floor of this building. So it's going to be really expensive to run extra wire. They really don't want to. And we have some devices that we can't really use wirelessly. They have to be plugged into something. So this is what we ended up buying. So what it is, it's a little 8-port switch with 2 extra ports. So I've actually seen this kind of marketed as a 10-port device. It is an 8-port device with 1 uplink port. And you'll notice you've got a shared port there. So you pull the plug out here. Under the rubber plug is where you'd put in your fiber GBIC if you wanted to kind of go that route. Otherwise, you just plug this in as to a standard Ethernet connection, and away you go. Notice there's a power spot here. You don't need power if you're just going to plug this into a PoE Ethernet port, because this is powered directly from PoE, which is really cool. Another good reason to buy one of these things. So aesthetically, not great to look at. To me, this looks like, depending on your age and experience level, to me this looks like 3Com's super stacks that they made way back in the day, like late 90s maybe, early 2000s. So yeah, kind of ugly, kind of large. I got big hands, but yeah, this thing's big. If you flip it over there, there's actually some little niches here, which are kind of random. In the instruction manual, it says that there's these little twist-in things you can put here that are magnetic, so you can actually just pick up the whole thing and bang, click it to a cabinet, and it'll just sort of stay there. So that's kind of cool, but it doesn't come in the box, so I imagine that's an accessory that I didn't know existed. I would have had to buy. There's also these little holes here that I suppose you could put some rubber feet into if you had them around. Again, doesn't come with rubber feet, and I'm sure the true purpose of these is if you want to actually stack it up. Now, why would you stack several of these together? I have no idea. Don't know. But anyhow, what you're really getting out of this is 8 10100 Ethernet connections, which is also kind of strange. You know, why would I want 10100 and not gigabit? Well, what you're really doing is extending a 1 gigabit into 8 100 meg connections. So you're actually going to get 100 megs out of each one of those ports. And you know, maybe you say, well, I've got to have gig everything. Well, not necessarily. Again, this is a very specific purpose. You know, what am I going to plug into this thing? Maybe a laptop or two. 2 oddball devices that are actually used for conferencing and, you know, doing a video board on a television and some other random stuff. So none of those things require gigabit, and none of those things are PoE. That's the other thing, is if, you know, you're expecting PoE, well, I can't run this device from PoE and also supply PoE. This is not a PoE switch. So another interesting thing you should know about this is only for Extreme Networks. You know, I can't buy this and plug it into a Cisco switch. It will never come online. Reason for that is this is truly an extension of Extreme's software offerings. So if you use NAC, Extreme NAC, I never have. I'd like to get there someday. I just don't have enough Extreme switches in my environment yet to make it worthwhile. But if you're already using NAC, then this is really cool because these 8 ports are NAC ports. You know, you can manage them just like any other Extreme port on your network. So you're not buying a cheap switch. Excuse me. You're actually buying a extension of your pretty and fancy Extreme network switch that you already own. So kind of cool. So just some other things to point out here. This is the box that it came in. I already pulled it out of the box, so there'll be no unboxing ceremony, but I like to show what's in the box. Nothing is in the box. So you get the bag that the switch came in. There you go. You get another bag, a bag of a bag. Inside here is your typical lifetime warranties. That stuff. Extremely very good with warranties. I do this one-handedly here. So you get your startup guide, and funny enough, you get this sticker, and this sticker says this product will not work unless you connect it to an Extreme XOS enabled switch. And again, there's reasons for that. This is a managed device. Excuse me. So why not plug it in and see it work, right? So notice, again, didn't come with a power supply. You can buy a power supply, and I suppose the reason you would need one is if you use this port to connect it to GBIC. Obviously, there's got to be no PoE over your fiber connection, but I'm using this the way that we intended, which is to just plug it into an Extreme switch. So we're going to take a little walk across the room here. Here's my Extreme switch stack. Pardon my mess. And I'm just going to plug this into 26. Here's my connection port there. Bam. So, spin this guy around, take a look. Look at that. It's on. And when that management light lights up, it's pretty much ready to go. There you see I've got activity lights already on port 9. So, I don't know, it takes, I was trying to count it down, I think it's like 20 seconds, this thing's ready to start passing traffic. And you also, not only do you have to have an Extreme switch, you also have to enable LLDP for whatever port that's on, or all ports. I already have a couple LLDP devices, so it's no big deal for me. Let's see here. So I'm just going to log in here. Alright, I'm logged in. There's my fun login banner there, Mr. Anteater. And the way we would check this thing out is we do like a show LLDP, sorry, trying to type one-handedly here, show LLDP neighbors. And here you can see I got a couple LLDP devices. These are both telephones on ports 10 and 14. And there on port 26 is my switch. So there we go. That's all there really is to it. So kind of a cool device. I was impressed with it. The price was right. I don't like to kind of post price points because your mileage may vary when it comes to your reseller and what they offer you. But suffice to say that it's cheap and a great solution if you're just needing to extend and get a couple more ports out of your existing Extreme network. So any questions, hit me up in the comments, and thanks for watching.